Hello everybody and welcome to Railway Empire. So we are starting up something new today. For once I'm gonna try to do this without any streaming. So this will be a completely recorded series, so everything you will see from here will be original, so to speak. I hope you enjoy it. What my plan here is that Railway Empire is one of my favorite games. I've been playing this constantly a few months back, and I just recently bought all the DLCs. So my plans here is to play through the whole game again. We will go through the campaign, make sure we do every single campaign here. I've been doing some test outs in chapter 1. We will go through and actually play through chapter 1 today. We will then continue, do some scenarios, and once we're done with scenarios we will also go to the challenges. So hopefully you will enjoy. I'm sure I will. This game is great. I just love it. It's such a good game. So let us continue, or let us begin. So we will start in chapter 1. I will play all of this on Trainiac. I feel like it's close enough to Maniac, so we're gonna go with that. This will make sure that the game never pauses for me, and it will give me a penalty if I am pausing at any point. However, we will get a bonus on our rating. Actually, I'm not sure if I'm even able to pause. I guess we'll see, right? So let us continue. So chapter 1, Great Plains. So you can see I've previously completed as president. I will try to beat that. I really hope I will be able to. The first chapter takes you to the construction sites of the Union Pacific Railroad, which was started in 1863. Tracks were built westwards to establish the first continental line. So we are building our first train line in America. How interesting and how exciting isn't that? Yeah, the Union Pacific Railroad. We will of course name ourselves Keanomy. What else, right? We have to do that. Unless we're gonna go with something like the Ducking Company, but I don't feel like that's a good option. Maybe next time. So newly constructed factories are a little bit cheaper in this map, and we are able to buy a town's factory without an auction, which is kinda cool.
How about you?
Auctions are also 50% more expensive, so actually just buying the town factories outright would be beneficial. I don't think we're going to get into that in the first bits here.
I did an evaluation of the contenders and I am the best choice.
But yeah, I think that we can get into this. So of course, I'm Swedish. You have to have the Swedish version.
In 1863, on the banks of the Missouri River, the last chapter in the monumental undertaking of the Transcontinental Railroad began.
So this game has taught me everything I know about railroads.
The workers of the Union Pacific Railroad began laying their tracks westward from Omaha through the wild heart of the North American continent. Massive challenges awaited them. Away from all civilization, the country was vast, the weather ruthless, and the challenges tremendously energy-sapping. But there was a masterstroke of modern engineering to be accomplished, to tame the wilderness and to conquer it with steel, fire, and steam. Never before had anything like this been ventured, but the time was ripe.
Oh yeah, it's right, baby. We're gonna go. We're going hard.
My name is Thomas Clark Durand.
Hello, Thomas.
Exactly, the head of Union Pacific. We will go down in history as the ones who created the Transcontinental Railroad. And that, my friend, is your job as chief engineer. I can't supervise everything here on site right now, as I have to meet with some politicians in Washington. First, you should familiarize yourself with the basic controls. Move the camera in all directions.
WAS and D to move around,
function. You
or
can
enough
also
to zoom,
the camera.
or the zoom wheel.
Very good. Now you know the basic controls. Your first task is to create a rail connection between Omaha and Norfolk to the northwest.
Where the fuck is this build?
Both cities will need a station for this. You already have a station in Omaha, but you still need to build one in Norfolk. To do this, switch to building construction mode.
Build a train station in Norfolk. Okay, cool. So let's build a station. Should be here somewhere. We'll do one with signaling, I guess. I think that's reasonable. That's not what I'm allowed to use here. Okay, let's build this one then. So we need one in Norfolk. I'm not even reading. Reading is hard, dude.
Very good.
Okay, there we go.
Now the two stations need to be connected with tracks. To do this, switch to track construction mode. Now plan the tracks between the stations in Norfolk and Omaha. To do this, select the two station tracks one after the other. Then pay for your track planning. Now create your first train.
I think this should be fine. I think we're gonna turn off a little bit of game hint and yes.
So that you can set up a rail line between your stations.
Okay, so first a rail
Initially, your
line.
train only exists on paper. It's not much
Let's
use
get
to you
us
without
a
the
train.
locomotive. Additionally, each train needs a rail line that
Let's
passes
set
through
up
all
a
the stations it
rail
should
line.
stop at. Now join your two stations to the rail line by selecting them one after the other.
Okay,
That's
so our
enough for your
first train is
rail
done.
line. Now confirm it so
And
it
we
becomes
are
active.
now
Very good.
bringing meat
Now you can see
from
the journey
down
your
here
train
in
will
Omaha
take.
over
If
to
there's something
Norfolk.
to transport, the train will automatically take it.
Okay, so yeah, if you haven't played Railway Empire before, this is more or less what you're doing. The whole game is all about transporting.
However, as each locomotive needs water, sand, and lubricant on its journey, you have to place a supply tower along the route.
Okay, let's build a supply tower. Where do we have those? Up here, right? Yeah. Oop.
Very good. Your train is now traveling between Omaha and Norfolk. But you can do even more. Each city needs goods from the surrounding area. For example, every city needs corn.
Every city needs corn.
Look, there is a corn farm near Omaha. Until now, the corn has made it to the city in the conventional way, but we want to change that. Now construct a rural train station in the marked location with a corn farm within its radius. Now connect the new rural train station to the station in Omaha.
So yeah, you can build tracks just by pushing T as well. So that's what I did there, just open it instantly.
And now things are getting tricky as we have to deal with a logistical problem. As Norfolk should also enjoy fresh corn, there will soon be two trains traveling on the stretch of track between Omaha and Norfolk. Of course, this will then result in a conflict. Since trains cannot travel through each other, you'll need a sidetrack between Omaha and Norfolk. This consists of one parallel track and two signals. First, create a sidetrack. It needs to be at least long enough for a fully loaded train.
So I've been playing Transport Fever on my own time for some time, and this way of building tracks is different to how you do it there. So I'm a little bit rusty.
Excellent. However, your trains won't necessarily use the sidetrack, as they generally always take the shortest route. For this reason, you'll also have to specify the direction of travel on each parallel track. Now open building construction mode and set up a signal in the highlighted area pointing in the direction of the switch. Trains will then be able to stop here when the single track is in use. Excellent. Now do the same on the parallel track so that each parallel track has a different direction. Place a second signal in the highlighted area and block the track to trains coming from the opposite direction. Very good. I'm sure that wasn't at all easy. You will soon come to realize that signals are an important aid in guaranteeing smooth rail operations. You will find more information and tips under Hints and Tips.
Good for you. So yeah, what you can do with signals is hold shift and you will make these like
now
stop
assemble
signals.
a new train and give it a locomotive and a rail line. Your new rail line should run via Omaha to Norfolk so that the people of Norfolk can be supplied with corn.
Okay, let's build a new train from here to there and then over here, and we return. Yes. Okay. Let's get a train on that route as well.
The corn farm will automatically make use of your train because the cities along your rail line are demanding corn. Conventional transportation is much more costly for the farm. We are still missing something. Locomotives wear out over time and need to be regularly maintained so they can perform their duties more reliably. For this purpose, there needs to be at least one maintenance building on each rail line where locomotives can be serviced if necessary. Construct such a maintenance building at your station in Omaha now. To do this, select the station itself and expand the station with this building. Right, we've been lollygagging for long enough.
I didn't turn this off when I... There we go.
I need to return to Washington for further miserable negotiations with our representatives of the people. I've written a task list for you. Take a look at it and complete the tasks within the given time period. Do not disappoint me.
Okay, so we are going to go ahead and bring this stuff to the North Platte. Is it B for building? Yes, it is. I think we're gonna go... let's stick to the normal small train stations. I think that's fine. Okay, let's build some tracks from here all the way to there. It's a little bit of a slope, but I don't think I need to worry about that. I still think we have enough cash.
You're making progress.
Omaha and Cheyenne. Oh, there was a newspaper there as well. Okay. So let's build another train station right here. We can see that. I know we're gonna need to go to Rock Springs, and I think the easiest way to do that is just to bring it through there, and to do that I probably want to get a little bit of a bigger train station and take you, bring you over to North Platte, and probably want to bring you around here somewhere, maybe slightly below there. Yes. Okay. So there we have those tasks.
Get on one's nerves. But now let's get back to your tasks. As you can see, Cheyenne is still a little town hoping for an upswing caused by the railroad connection, but a city will only attract new inhabitants if it is supplied with enough goods. Cities receive basic goods from the surrounding area. If you construct stations in the right places and establish rail lines, your trains will be used to transport goods and you will make profits for transportation. But for this, you have to know what goods a city actually needs. You can find out any city's current needs. Now select Cheyenne and view the city's demand for goods.
Select Cheyenne and view
As you can see, Cheyenne
requests.
currently needs only a handful of goods, and you can only deliver goods that are in demand. As the city grows, it will demand further goods. At the moment, you can supply grain and wood. Both of these goods are available to the north of Cheyenne.
Great. Let's get some
Connect
stuff down to
the
Cheyenne
timber
after a
business and a
while
wheat
then.
farm, and establish a new rail line that connects them both to Cheyenne.
Make a use of these large stations here, then we can get both of them over there. Even though I don't really need it, we at least get some of this done. I actually think I'm gonna put that one onto there. Maybe bring this one down over here instead. Yeah, I think that's a good option. Maybe even go to here. Yes. There, and then let's set up a railroad here. Get the train on it.
Well done. The city will soon grow. You can see how well it is being supplied at any time in the city dialogue. Basically, a city will grow once its demands are sufficiently met. I think you have learned enough. Complete the rest of your tasks.
Yes, we do that. Get that built. So we need to bring a bunch of cattle down to Denver, and we need to bring meat to Cheyenne. So do we have cattle here somewhere? Yes, right here actually. So let's get a small station here, and probably like that. Build a track from here over to Denver, and we only have one track, so it doesn't matter which one we build it on. What I did notice is that up here we're going to have to put in some signals. Probably not actually, we can build a supply tower though. That's good. I don't remember how to turn these. Change signal direction. Ah, okay. There we go. There. Okay, so let's get some rail up from Kelly's ranch to Denver, and we're gonna need a train on here. Once again, we're going to need a supply tower, and that will bring cattle, and we will also set up a supply tower and another one right here, and then we will set up a line in between Denver and Cheyenne that will of course bring the meat over. Exactly. So what else do we need to do? We need to connect a bunch of people, and we need to connect Omaha and Rock Springs. So let's see. If I need to connect a bunch of people, I might as well use the yeah, I'm gonna have to connect Casper anyway, so let's do that first. We do that here. Yeah, that's not gonna be an option. We will do that, and then bring this one in a little bit, see if we can. Why are you so eager to make that into a bridge? Stop it. Why are you insisting on making this a bridge? Because I don't have one here. Okay. Well, it's not really as efficient as it could be, but I do think that we should be fine. This is the first mission after all, so I don't really see an issue. Should be just fine. And let's see, we want to build a small train station, 2 Rocks Springs as well. Just blasting through this first mission. Imagine that. So what's the best option here? Let's bring it through here. It's gonna be a little bit of a longer way to go, but I do think that we will save up on cash going this way compared to I've almost burnt all of the cash I have though. Okay, so we are going to have to new connections. 9 stations currently connected. There we go. And we are expanding to about 2,000 kilometers, which is cool. Now, get us a bunch of money, please. This music is great. It just makes you happy. I think once this one unloads here, we should get some cash. Yeah.
Now you've managed to cross the Great Plains. A masterpiece.
Okay. From Cheyenne to Rock Springs.
The citizens of Denver are impressed by the railroad.
From Cheyenne to Rock Springs, set up a locomotive. Do we have any research, by the way? We do not. Okay. Guess we could kinda copy these if we had any cash. We don't. Do we want to build up some cash so we are able to copy those? That might be a good option, actually. There we go. That's cool. I don't think night mode was in the game when I last played. I like that. That's cool. I might use that at some point. Okay, so how are we doing with you? Are you able to... So you are actually... Okay. If we're gonna do that, we're actually going to need this. And we're gonna need... that.
Cheyenne will flourish thanks to you. And for each mile of track that we lay, we receive 10 square miles of land. The politicians have no idea of the value of the assets they're giving away, but that stays between us. Yes, one more thing. Your company has also a research department to help you unlock new locomotives and other innovations.
There we go.
The research dialogue to find
Now
out
we get
more about it.
a better research option. Maybe I actually wanna bring these.
Do you know that many people call the vast stretch of land between the Mississippi and California the Great American Desert? Those fools. Once my railroad has opened everything up, the value of these lands will go through the roof.
This might have been a mistake. Let's delete this one now, and let's build this.
Excellent. Cheyenne is becoming a major railroad hub, and the credit is all ours.
Okay, this is gonna become an issue, right? Yes, it will. There we go, and we need some tracks, so we want that and that. Okay, it should be all set up. All right, we need a fireplace here, and we are going to need a repair place here. So I'll put, no, actually, let's put one here instead. And okay, so let's set up a express lane between here with the...
Here you will find the advances that can be achieved in the current era. Advances from previous eras are usually already active, but what the future holds, we do not know. For each advance,
get to Tyson
you require innovation
first.
points, which you get automatically each month, and which can be increased in various ways. Now, take a look around here, and then unlock an innovation of your choosing. How about a new locomotive? My opponents say I'm lining my own pockets. These are, of course, hideous lies. And look at it this way. With the profits I'm making, I can invest much more. Jobs, jobs, jobs. I have to wrangle with a lot of competitors, but if one person really gets on my nerves, then it's that Beatrix von Pomp. What? You haven't encountered her yet? Be glad. She takes everyone
This
to
is
the
going
cleaners.
great. How did you do this? Okay, let's up the ante there and get some more trains going. Should be good. And we can do this. Full steam ahead. 65 kilometers an hour. Train is operating on a manual line, and changes to the maximum number of permitted freight cars will affect freight settings. You should check these settings at your first opportunity. Yeah, sure.
Progress is enormous. The Far West is no longer so far away anymore, and the people are slowly realizing
Oh, really?
that trade
Already?
helps create prospering cities. We still have a long way to go, but the Transcontinental Railroad is coming.
Well, that was quick and easy. We ended up with about 200 $1,000 in the bank, so I think we did all right. Let's see our score here.
In spite of all the challenges, the Union Pacific Railroad managed to cross the endless expanses of the Great Plains and conquer the merciless slopes of the Rocky Mountains. The Central Pacific Railroad approached from the west, but the winter of 1868 brought all work to a standstill. The two lines lay just a few hundred miles across from each other, in the middle of nowhere in the mountains. The dream of the first transcontinental railroad seemed to be within touching distance, but was buried by house-high masses of snow and blown away by icy snowstorms, a dream that had begun almost 4 decades before.
Okay, so boom, president. Those curves looks alright, I guess. Yeah, so that seems to be it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. If you do enjoy this kind of content, make sure to like this video. If you would like to see more of Railway Empire, give me a subscription. I also stream every Sunday, so if you want to come see me continue my SnowRunner gameplay, you are more than free to do so. Thank you very much for watching once again, and have a nice day. Bye bye.